Hi everybody, thank you for coming to this tutorial on how to make fired ink art. In this tutorial I'm going to show you a couple different ways how you can make a beautiful fired ink art piece just like that. So this is one version, and this is the version that we're going to do. It's on glass, but you can also do this on a coaster. So this is just a regular coaster that you can buy at Menards or anything like that, and it's just has a nice smooth matte finish to it. But let's get going on our fired ink art in our frame. So what you need is some alcohol inks. My favorite brand is called Tim Holtz. You can get it online, Amazon, or anywhere online. And you can get these in a variety of colors. So any kind of color that suits you, grab those. I would recommend not using metallic colors for this project, however, because you might actually get a little bit of a muddy thing. So you see how the colors here are kind of muddied up together, and that's because I tried to use gold. So I would not recommend using metallics for this project. So you need those alcohol inks. You also need some 70% isopropyl rubbing alcohol. That's very important as well. And then you need a frame. So I just picked up this picture frame from the dollar store, and really you can get a frame any size that you want from any place that you want, but you can get them in bulk at the dollar store. So, and then the last thing that you need is a lighter. Now you want to make sure that you are outside somewhere, or inside at least somewhere that has some ventilation, because you will be lighting this on fire. So don't do it in a closed room or around anything flammable. So the first thing that I am going to do here is carefully take out my glass piece. And you want to make sure that it's all cleaned off. So this one has some goo on it, so you want to make sure that that's all clean. And it's going to take me a while to get that off, so I'm just going to do it on this side actually. So what I like to do is take a paper towel and just kind of rub the surface of your glass. Just kind of wipe it off a little bit with your rubbing alcohol. Get it nice and clean. It's okay if you leave a little bit on there. See how you can see it's kind of streaked a little bit. It's completely fine to leave a little bit on there. So now the fun part comes. So you want to lay it somewhat flat. I know my tray here is not very flat. There we go. And then you want to start dropping your alcohol inks, and you want to just cluster them where, you can make a design, you can make stripes. You don't want to squeeze these. If you've not used these before, a little bit goes a long way. So if you just kind of see how I'm not even squeezing the bottle, I'm just turning it over and letting it drip. If you squeeze it, just be very careful, because it comes out pretty fast. So I'm just going to cover my whole thing here, and I'm going to use a few different colors. You do want to make sure that you don't use too many colors, because you don't want to make it a brown, ugly mess. I'm going to do maybe one more color here, because I don't want to get it too. So I'm just doing this, and again, I'm not even squeezing, I'm just letting gravity do the work for me. Okay, so then I'm going to take my rubbing alcohol, and this is going to be a little sloppy how I'm going to do it, but you can actually take a dropper and just drop it in there, so you can have a little bit more deliberate movements. But I'm actually just going to just take my bottle and go like this all over, and it is going to kind of mess up your design a little bit, especially if you do it the way that I'm doing it. So I'm just going to kind of go, make sure it gets all over the place. If you want to, you can take your finger or a Q-tip or the end of a stopper and mix it around a little bit. So then the fun part comes, this part where you get to light it on fire. So make sure you get one of these lighters with a long arm. You don't want to burn yourself. So you just you just hit it right on top of where that rubbing alcohol is, and let it just burn out. You see how it's burning like that? So it will burn itself all the way out. Once the alcohol is done burning, it will stop. Back a little bit. Once the alcohol is all burned off, it will stop burning. I put a lot on there, and it's a little windy outside, so I'll just let it keep going. And it does have a smell to it, so again, you want to make sure that you're outside so that you don't light anything on fire, but also that you're not sensitive to the smell. So mine is still going because I have a lot on there, but see, it's starting to go away a little bit, and there, it's almost done. There it goes. So then we have our final piece that looks like this. So it's kind of all over the place. It's not exactly what I wanted in the first place, but that's okay. So the best thing that you can do is you can always take it and wipe it off and start all over again. So it's really kind of a fun, easy way, and then you turn it over and look at how pretty those colors are. And so some of them kind of are still running together a little bit. So even if there's like a little spot over here that you don't like, you can just wipe that off and start over again, or you can wipe the whole plate off and start completely over again. So if it turns out not exactly how you envisioned, that's okay. You just wipe it off and start over. So this, I kind of don't mind this one actually, it looks pretty. So I'm gonna let this dry, and then when you let it dry, you put it back into your frame, and you wanna make sure that you have something behind it. So I actually put you can put a piece of white paper behind it, or you can paint this white or a different color as kind of your background. But then once you put it back into your frame, I'll grab my one over here. See, on this one, I actually spray painted the back of the glass white. So any of the spots that are empty, the white shows through. So you can do that, or you can leave it just as it is. So if you just put it back into your frame like that, you want to make sure those are down. There we go. And then you put your, oops, I got it in upside down. Put your background in there and this thing in there just to get your spacing right. You put your frame back together. Careful about these little guys, they break a lot. And then there you have it. You have your fired ink art. So you want to make sure that it's completely dry before you do that. I just wanted to put it in there to show you what it looks like. But there you have it. So thank you for coming to my tutorial. As usual, if you have any questions, just call us and let us know. Thank you.